Welcome back to the channel. Today we have an interesting topic, wound around Pete Davidson. No more waiting around. Let's get straight into the video. 3 years after the brief but iconic romance with Ariana Grande that thrust Pete Davidson into a level of limelight that had previously evaded the comedian, there are a few persistent narratives the star can't seem to shake. One of them involves the size of his penis. It's rumored to be quite large, in case you missed it. Another, less flattering narrative that follows Davidson paints him as a bafflingly lucky buffoon who somehow, against all odds, manages to date attractive, successful women, including, most recently, one Miss Kim Kardashian. This is odd, considering Pete Davidson is a funny, famous person. I'm no celebrity matchmaker, but it seems to me that a funny, famous man who isn't entirely painful to look at is probably operating with a respectable level of sexual market value. Regardless, shock at the fact that Davidson miraculously, even infuriatingly, manages to date attractive famous women has followed the star into every post-Ariana romance that has made headlines, and they usually do. Since some highly publicized hand-holding with Kim K last week progressed to a few arguably PR-coordinated dinner dates in the city, now known as Pete Davidson's native New York. The usual "how does Pete Davidson do it?" discourse has kicked into overdrive, with everyone seemingly puzzled or at least amused by the star's ability to consistently date women out of his league. This idea of Davidson dating women out of his league seems to have its origins in the Ariana Grande romance, in paparazzi snaps of Davidson looking scrubby in hoodies and t-shirts, next to an adoring and always red carpet-ready Grande. To be fair, Ariana Grande is one of the most attractive, successful, and talented women on the planet. So it's not hard for pretty much any man to look like microwave garbage when he has an actual goddess on his arm for comparison. But Davidson couldn't catch any mercy in subsequent relationships either. In early 2019, the comedian rebounded from Grande with older woman Kate Beckinsale, once again attracting shock and jeers from a public who for some reason could not fathom why an attractive woman would want to date a funny celebrity. Last summer, a similar response greeted Davidson's romance with Bridgerton star Phoebe Dynevor, with Baltimore Magazine editor Max Weiss questioning how these SNL dudes are always punching above their weight class in a July tweet. So what is it about Pete Davidson that makes us automatically put him in a lower weight class than any woman he has the gall to date? Davidson is funny, successful, and famous. He's not hard to look at, though he is, by most standards, probably less conventionally attractive than the women he dates. This would seem to be where the notion of his dating out of his league comes from. Though unattractive men dating more attractive women is hardly unheard of. Why? Because in the heterosexual dating market, sexual value is calculated differently for men and women. For women, standards of physical attractiveness are much higher, while for men, career and financial success often carries more weight. This isn't news, but it is, perhaps, part of the reason women are tempted to belittle men like Davidson. For a woman who has spent her entire life laboring under oppressive standards of physical attractiveness, it can be frustrating to observe the ease and success with which men who are not held to those same standards move through society. From birth, women internalize the belief that our value is inherently linked to our ability to attract male attention, and that ability depends largely on our appearance. To see a comparably less attractive man effortlessly attract a beautiful woman often feels like an embodiment of these unequal gender expectations. As a woman who has occasionally been known to point out that most other women I know seem to be dating men who appear to have been raised by trolls under a bridge and only recently re-entered society, I can understand the impulse to knock men down a peg based on their appearance, especially in comparison to a woman. After generations of having our value as women determined by our ability to attract a man, it can feel subversive, empowering even, to look at a man in a relationship with another woman and say, "Actually, he ain't shit. She could do better." Unfortunately, it's not subversive or empowering, and in declaring anyone out of anyone else's league, we're still just reinforcing the same gross value judgment that reduces a human being to nothing more than a function of their perceived sexual market value. Also, the whole concept of being out of someone's league feels like a dated relic from the 2010s rom-coms, which, in fact, it is. Meanwhile, Pete Davidson, a funny, successful celebrity who seems to have an active dating life, obviously does not need me to defend his honor, but leave Pete Davidson alone anyway. Pete Davidson has been romantically linked to a wide-ranging list of Hollywood ladies. From Cassie David to Ariana Grande to Kate Beckinsale, The Saturday Night Live comedian clearly has a preference for famous women no matter their age. As rumors swirl over his new relationship with Bridgerton star Phoebe Dynevor, Page 6 is breaking down the list of all women Davidson has dated, from girlfriends to flings, to exes and beyond. Davidson briefly dated girl code alum Carly Aquilio in 2015. While things never got too serious for the pair, Davidson clearly made an impression on her. Years later, when he got engaged to Ariana Grande in 2018, Aquilino wrote of the romance in a post to Instagram. "I know I'm the 9 billionth person to text you today about this, but I can't," according to Us Weekly. Davidson found himself in his first long-term relationship with comedian Larry David's daughter Cassie David. The couple began dating in May 2016, and things quickly got serious. 2 years later, in May 2018, Davidson confirmed that they had officially broken up. "We're not together anymore," Davidson told Complex at the time. "Very talented girl, she'll be great and she'll be fine. Yeah, I think she'll be okay." David opened up about their breakup in her 2020 collection of essays, "No One Asked for This," where she recalls the mental health struggles both of them had during their time as a couple, as well as when Davidson broke up with her the day before finding out he was seeing Grande. Fortunately, she was able to get over the pain of their breakup and revealed that they were friends again. One of Davidson's most shocking romantic moves was when he started dating Ariana Grande. They publicly revealed they were in a relationship at the end of May 2018 directly after Davidson broke things off with Cassie. Things then moved quickly from there, with Davidson and Grande getting engaged just a few weeks after their relationship began. But just as swiftly as things started, they rapidly come to an end. The pair called off their engagement and broke up in October 2018 after just 5 months together. Davidson moved on from their relationship by covering up his neck tattoo originally inspired by the Positions singer. Davidson wasted no time rebounding from his failed engagement to Grande by moving on with Kate Beckinsale. The duo, who have a 20-year age gap, were first linked romantically when they were spotted flirting at a Golden Globes after-party in January 2019. They confirmed the news that they were seeing each other by making out at a New York Rangers game in March that year. A source at the time told Page 6 that their PDAs was a frick you to Ariana. But things didn't last long for Beckinsale and Davidson, who is 3 years older than the actress's daughter. As Page 6 reported, they called it quits in April 2019. Even though Kate has been in Hollywood for a long time, she struggled with the attention on her relationship with Pete. An insider quipped at the time, "He lives his life with his heart on his sleeve." It was a hot and heavy summer for Davidson. Margaret Qualley and Davidson began dating in August 2019. Page 6 confirmed at the time. The couple was spotted on a romantic outing in Venice, Italy, while the actress was in town promoting her film, Seberg, which screened at the Venice Film Festival. But by the time the leads began to change, so did their love for each other. She and Davidson broke up that October. Actress Andie MacDowell, who is Qualley's mother, said in September that her daughter and Davidson had a nice relationship. "She has a beautiful relationship with him, but I don't want to step on her relationship too much," she said, adding, "They have a nice relationship." One of Davidson's latest leading lady was Bridgerton actress Phoebe Dynevor. Rumors of their romance began swirling in March 2021 when Davidson flew from New York to the UK to spend time with her. An insider confirmed at the time that they were spending time together. Then in April, it was revealed that her and Davidson's relationship was not too serious. But the source also suggested that Davidson had fallen hard for the Netflix beauty, saying Pete must like her if he's flying off to quaint little English villages to hang out with her on set. That's it for this video, guys. We really do hope you enjoyed it. Smash like and sub. Goodbye.